What's going on, everyone? So, one of the biggest acquisitions this offseason was Deandre Ayton, right? Lakers had a very clear need at the center position, and there was a lot of talks about, Nick Claxton or, a Daniel Gafford or, do you go get like a Nick Richards, right? Like, you need to solve the center position. You need to solve it desperately. And the Lakers ended up landing the best option at the center position that they could have gotten, period. I mean, there was talks about the Lakers trading for Deandre Ayton, and they didn't have to. Right? They were able to land him for free. And even through the trade conversations, one of the arguments for trading for Deandre Ayton was like, he might be the best option because of his verticality, his ability to be that lob threat, but also be that offensive bucket getter. Defensively, last few seasons, he's kind of hot and cold, but he has shown in previous years, particularly in Phoenix, that he can be a bit of a defensive anchor, not to like the level of an Anthony Davis or anything like that, but still can be a very good defensive player. Deandre Ayton himself has said he wants to be a better rim protector, a better shot blocker, a better defender, right? He knows that he really needs to have that impact for this Lakers team to have success. Lakers got the best version of a center for Luka Doncic that they could have gotten. The number 1 and the number 3 pick in the draft. If any other team landed Luka Doncic and Deandre Ayton in a 5-month span, everybody would be talking about how to give them the Larry O'Brien trophy. Now, it could be Charlotte, it could be Utah, it could be the worst team that you think there is. You add those two to that team, everybody's talking about how that team might win the NBA championship and they might be a contender. But because it's the Lakers, right? You need the headlines, you need the clicks, you need the drama, you need all that noise. And to me, it's created this sort of this sleeping on Deandre Ayton in a lot of ways. And I think it's absolutely foolish. I think Deandre Ayton may end up being the best version of Deandre Ayton we've seen because he's going to have Luka Doncic. His best version was with Chris Paul. He's going to be playing with Luka Doncic, who also, by the way, his favorite option is the lob threat. His favorite outlet is the lob threat. Again, favorite doesn't mean only, right? Because anytime I'm like, it's his favorite, people, he makes pass. Again, favorite doesn't mean only, but he's always constantly looking for that outlet because he likes to create that dribble penetration, collapse the defense, and then if they don't collapse, he's just shooting over the top, stopping on a dime, getting a shot up, or if they do collapse, then you have that easy outlet. Boom, Deandre Ayton's doing that. Also, if they do try to cut that off, like we saw with Jackson Hayes, Deandre Ayton is offensively sound. He can shoot over either shoulder, has the little fadeaway, the little elbow. He can even stretch a little bit to the three-point line. Not something that I want him to do regularly, but on occasion, sure, if you want to, he's wide open in the flow of the offense. Let it fly, right? All you're going to do is just kind of everyone's established, everyone's set in position, like take the shot type thing, especially when we've seen he's capable of knocking it down on occasion, but not something I want to see regularly. I want to see him in that 15 in range, running pick and pops with Luka Doncic, running pick and rolls with Luka Doncic. So much so I've even talked about, I wouldn't be shocked if just through the natural course of the Lakers season, Deandre Ayton actually evolves into the third option. Right? The idea right now is that it's going to be Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. But again, with Deandre Ayton and Luka regularly looking for that outlet, so much so that you're starting to see Austin Reeves last season look more for that outlet and whatnot, because he's sort of this Luka-like type player, right? That I could see Deandre Ayton just naturally being kind of that third option for the Lakers, and on many nights, kind of that second option. I think Deandre Ayton is going to be great. Not just that, but he's going to be motivated. He's going to be hungry, right? Health is obviously a thing. We need him to stay healthy, right? And even what is looked at as his worst season, right? His worst season was 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, 2 assists on 57% from the floor at a glance. That's looked at as the dude's a bum, he's a scrub, the Portland Trailblazers bottom out, blah, 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 blah. He's a career 17 and nearly 11 guy, but he's a bum and he's all these other things, right? Yet he was on a team that he didn't want to be on, right? The biggest question is just the games played, right? Because the most games he's ever played in a season is 71. So you kind of go through his career real quick. 71 games, 38 games, 69 games, 58 games, 67 games, 55 games, 40 games. Last 2 years in particular, he's played 40 and 55 games. It's not great. If he's giving you, like what he did his last year in Phoenix, where he's 67, to 69 range, it's fine, right? I don't expect him to play all 82 games. Those days of players regularly playing 82 games are kind of, days of the past. But even in what is looked at as his worst season, he was, like I said, on 12 attempts, which is the second lowest of his career, 11.7 to be exact, right? Second lowest of his career. He shot 56.6% from the floor. 3-point range, not great, like I said, but not even a full attempt. He shot 20%. But 2-point range was 59.4% on 11 attempts. And so he was basically just shy of 60% from the floor. He was also fourth in efficiency at the rim and fourth in the pick and roll. Right? Like number one was like, which is why I think Deandre Ayton and Luka Doncic are going to be the best two-man game in all of basketball, because Deandre Ayton was already fourth, right? And that was without Luka. I think he's number one. Number one last year was Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, right? Luka Doncic is better than Cade Cunningham, and Deandre Ayton is better than Jalen Duren, right? But again, to get back to his worst season ever, EFG of 57.3%. Free throw shooting plummeted last year on 1.5 attempts. He was 67%, which is not great, which was by far the lowest of his career. He's a career 76% guy, so I expect him to get back up to that. Again, 10.2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, and 14.4 points per game. Right, in 30 minutes. If you look at his per 36, because he played 30 minutes. He didn't play on the Lakers, I think he'll probably play around 32 minutes, somewhere in that range. He would have been 17 and 12 with 2 assists, a steal, and a block and a half per game. Right, so you look at his, like I said, his time with the first year in Portland, he played 32 minutes. Right, he's career 31 minute per game guy. Look at Phoenix. He had 32 and a half minutes played. So he'll probably be in that 30 to 32, 33. So basically, he's a 17 and 11 guy in 32 minutes of action with a steal and a block. And that was considered his worst, or one of his worst seasons ever as a player. Do you know how desperate we could have used a 17 and 11 guy in a season where he was checked out and guy gave us 1 block and a steal a game? Do you know how badly we needed somebody like that? Desperately. Right? So to think that Deandre Ayton can't be back to, if he's getting 10 attempts per game or something like that, shooting probably 70% from the floor, right? He's probably giving you 15 plus points. I think Deandre, realistically, I think he's probably a 15 and 11 guy with a steal and 1.5 blocks. Because he's even talked about how he wants to be better defensively and all those things. I think people are really sleeping on Deandre Ayton. I think Deandre Ayton's going to make a lot of people eat their words, and a lot of people go, oh, I'm telling you, 20 games. I give it 20 games, and all of a sudden, the league rigged it for Ayton to go to the Lakers. They knew Luka Doncic, where all offseason, all we heard was that, Ayton's washed, he's trash, blah, blah, blah. Washed is 17 and or 15, or it's ridiculous. But hey, we'll see. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, a past question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.